This is where it all starts, you know. You sit down at your computer, day in, day out, and you bang away because you've got an idea. You've got a story you want to tell. You've got this adventure you want to get into. You want to play pretend on paper. It's kind of like being a little kid, except you're grown up and you make a living at it. I've told a lot of stories, done a lot of books. Show you. Let's see. Well, I've got this Present Darkness was my biggie. That's about 15 or 16 years old now. And people are always saying, "Oh, when are you going to make a movie? Oh, that'd make a great movie. You should make a movie." Well, I don't make movies. I write books. It takes people to make movies. It takes resources. It takes lots of skill, lots of involvement, lots of money. I think just in God's timing, someone finally came along and decided, hey, let's make a movie of this one.
A Frank Peretti novel has never been made into a movie after how many years since This Present Darkness, and this will be the first one. So this was a project that we could undertake and manage on a micro level and do a great job with it.
There are also a lot of Frank Peretti fans out there that are just anticipating him having a movie done, so it's pretty exciting for us to get involved with Frank Peretti with this film and satisfy an audience that's been hungry for his book to be made into a film.
Well, this was all a process that I was a part of from the beginning, which is really noteworthy. The day we signed up on this thing, they said, "Frank, you can be as involved as you want. We want your input and all this." And they really meant it.
We very much want to be in touch with the core audience that Frank has. So it's a privilege that he can work right alongside of us. Then it was just fun to cast him in the movie and make him a sort of eccentric scientist. Frank's a character. He's a lot of fun. It's fun to see him on screen. He lights up and gives a little twinkle. It's fun.
Well, I play Algernon Wheeling, the eccentric university professor who specializes in bugs and insects and things. And Algernon is a kind of an eccentric character. He plays the banjo and he's kind of agitated. They met. They mated. She ate him. So he lives kind of in a world all his own. Why are you doing this?
I'm just shading in under the eye, the opening eye. Just kind of deep set them in a little bit more.
He's deep setting my eyes.
Deep setting your eye.
It's exciting because that's what Frank's always wanted to do. See a book come to movie. Usually when he writes his books, he writes very cinematically. That was one of the first complaints on his first book, was that he cut from scene to scene too quickly. And he always said, well, I'm trying to write cinematically. He has been so excited for the last couple months. It's been like a kid at Christmas time, so he's having a ball.
I like the glasses.
You like the glasses?
Yeah.
He likes the glasses.
I think that's nice, the glasses.
The initial feeling I have is, I hope I don't overdo it. I've done a lot of kids' videos. And when you're doing kids' videos, you're really excited and you're just animated. And Algernon, he's an eccentric character. But Raphael, the director, says it has to be small. For kids' videos, it is good to be active, but for a movie, when you're real big, you know. So anyway, so I'm trying to be a little more subtle.
Yeah, this is picture, very quiet. Quiet, please. Here we go. And roll sound, please. Rolling. Rolling.
Rolling?
Action!
Watch the step. You need help with your step?
Oh, that's great.
Want some coffee?
Oh, yeah, please, coffee.
This is very unusual, I think, that we would have the author in a key role in the picture. But Frank just fits. Frank's the guy for our eccentric scientist.
I think I'm a mild-mannered writer who just sits in his office, just tapping away at a computer. But actually, I'm a volcano waiting to happen. I'm worried. I'm worried.
I don't know that I was surprised that Frank Peretti had as much acting ability as he did, but to work with Frank is a really special joy because you not only get an actor who is there for you, who is professional, capable, does the work, you get a really interesting companion during that time to work with and work off. And that's an extra bonus that you get as an actor. You don't always get that. So it's really nice, especially from someone you don't know, you haven't met. And it's a bonus. It's nice.
My first day, it was really wonderful. I kind of went from nervous anticipation to comfort to actual enjoyment. So it was a nice transition. I am told I look pretty comfortable on camera, whatever that means. And don't seem to have any camera fear or whatever that is. It's a lot different than being in your high school play. I'll tell you that.
I think it was really wonderful that I was able to work very closely with Frank Peretti. I saw very much this film as a collaboration between an author and a film director, both working together to create a common vision, and bring the book to life.
But it's always nice to see the audience discovering something together with the characters.
I think very often, films based on books change a lot as they're being made, but in this case I felt like I was a channel for his voice as an author, and I tried to be very open to his ideas and suggestions and how he would visualize certain scenes. There were certain scenes that I initially visualized in a different way, and he would come to me and I would encourage him to come to me and say, this is not how I saw it in the book, this is how I saw it and visualized, and I was trying to then make that come alive in reality on the screen for him.
Hey, guy.
Yeah, so what do you think, Frank?
Oh, it's exciting.
Yeah?
It looks really good.
It's not a classic for you?
Oh, no, this is good.
Frank Peretti is a very accomplished five-string banjo picker. And one night over at this lab where we shot in, he and I got in the back room and he pulled out his banjo and I took out the guitar and we picked some old gospel bluegrass for a couple of hours.
I'm working on a building, I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building for my Lord, for my Lord. I'm a Holy Ghost building, it's a Holy Ghost building. It's a Holy Ghost building for my Lord, for my Lord.
Well, I can say that playing banjo with David Keith was a real high point of the offset time. We got videos of that because it was, Barb, my wife, was taking videos because, who's going to believe it? I'm playing banjo with David Keith. Wow.
That was so much fun. I never get to pick bluegrass anymore. All my buddies that I've played with in college have gone their separate ways, and we just don't play much anymore. So that was fun jamming with Frank that night.
I think, for the most part, the characters and the locations and the visuals in this film either match or exceed what I saw in my head when I wrote the book.
Able Fry.
The spooky attic, that's just about right smack dab out of my head. I envisioned it that way. The witch's lair is, yeah, it's pretty much the way I imagined it, only I imagined it a bit smaller. This one's really pretty big, but it's still got that echoey, deep, dark, down under the school kind of feeling. It's very nice. I keep a little notebook right here in my pocket, and I write down all the things we're not going to do again, and things that maybe we should do. And I'm not going to reveal those on camera because I don't want anyone to know what we did wrong.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with this film.
In terms of the actual production of the film, being in it was a marvelous experience. This was my chance to really learn how to act on screen and how to act when there's a camera this far from your face. It's a different world. Frank, that might be your last scene too. It was my last shot. I'm washed up, it's over. I even found myself forgetting that they're making a movie of my book. I forgot that I created these characters. And I helped write a lot of this dialogue. And the reason we're doing this movie is because I wrote a book. It just takes on such a life of its own. Sometimes you feel a little separated from it all. The book is done. It's published. It's out there. People have read it. It exists. It's there. It's solid. It's not going to change. The movie has to stand on its own as a good movie. So we have to work with the movie and do whatever is necessary to make the movie good in and of itself. Well, listen, I don't always fly to work. Usually I walk to work. I go from the breakfast table upstairs to my desk, and that's where I work. So, hey, I had a double adventure. I had a chance to fly, and I had a chance to see one of my dreams become a reality. The very first Frank Peretti novel became a motion picture. What a deal. Hey, be looking for the next one. We're working on that right now. What are we doing? We're writing. I'm always writing.